the pool as well, which is obviously an old school Jarek's favourite. I think he's played Tiny in the past too. All decent options. What did he play earlier today? It was
Radiant team pick.
Naga. Interesting. People, when they play Gyro Ranger, have been batting out Naga a lot of the time anyway. Gyro Ranger doesn't really deal with the split push very well. Obviously, you can build Axe to help clear through the illusions and whatnot, but it's not easy. I really want to be building on that way on Gyro Ranger if you can get away with it. The secret.
10 seconds remaining.
It's really difficult to call secrets picks because their draft's still so open.
5 seconds remaining.
Dire team pick.
Yeah, they never want for the conventional, they never want to be predictable either, but it is going to be a Topson Pangolier for OG, something which may be predictable. They really like picking up this little fairy guy in the middle lane.
Radiant team
Could be Jarek's Pango at the same time though on the pos4, and I was about to say, when you see this Pango, you really want to make sure you pick up some catch for yourself on secret. We saw Puppy play it last game. This is nearly like 9 times out of 10 going to be his hero again. Could be the bounty 5 in the line 4. They might swap things around, we'll have to see, but you just want to make sure you have control of that Pango, because otherwise he's so slippery and just plays the map so quickly.
And we saw an awesome performance from Puppy last game on that Lion. Hopefully trying to get the same thing going again. Is this going to mean it's going to be Enigma on the 4 position, taking the creeps away from the bounty hunters off lane?
Oh, I mean, I would imagine it's going to be Enigma Bounty as the 3 and the 4. What way round they do it is up to them, but it's probably more likely to be Bounty 3, just because he has high armor to survive in the laning stage. And
that's true, and it's purely right click.
People talk about his drafting and everything and about how amazing he is at that, but people forget how good of a player he is as well. And we saw that last game on his line.
They sometimes do, and they're quickly reminded.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's an absolute beast. And talking of beasts, we have a Beastmaster picked up by OG for their offlaner, so Seb on the Beast. And Morphling immediately taken in response by Team Secret. So you can see the swashbuckle on Morphling turn into the Pangolier. It's a really nice hero to jump into. The Drow kind of is good as well for the aura sometimes. Just smash that E button and then turn back to Morphling. But yeah, I think it's more just... Well, what you explain the Morphling pick.
I think Morphling's picked up against Drow Ranger a lot of the time just because it's a natural Manta builder anyway, right? So the only thing he has to worry about in the moment this game is this Beastmaster Roar. Like, there's not a huge amount of solid lockdown for this morph, so Secret a win condition as well. It's one of Nisha's best heroes, if not arguably his best hero. Apart from, I would argue, possibly the Deuce is his best, but he's just so comfortable. You know, in a best of 1 scenario, you want to put people on their comfort heroes if you can.
Yeah. Just set yourself up for an easy, no pressure, simple game. But it is never going to be that when these two teams come up against each other. And now with these final picks coming through, OG have the 10th pick, so they can pull out the ace in the hole if they have one. They're still looking for... I mean, they've actually left Jax's hero until last, and... Although Team Secret seem to think it's going to be Jarex on the Pangolier. Of course, he can play the Pango. They do swap it up quite a lot, actually, don't they?
I think they need another answer to the Morphling, and I think that's that's easier to pick in a core hero like OD. But he's pretty good against Morph in general.
Already banned out though, unfortunately.
Exactly, but that's why they've banned it, I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's a natural Hex builder as well, which Morph would have struggled with.
Alright, what do you think Team Secret's going to pick right now?
We need
a mid laner.
Mid one hero. Monkey's banned. What else does mid one like? I mean, TA's still in the pool, which is a possibility. We've seen mid one own on TA today, I think, a couple of times already.
Go for the Razor, but it's not really a mid one hero. I think you'd prefer to see him on something a bit more active.
He is very good at that.
Well,
hero,
I mean, yeah.
They just put the Pango mid against the Razor, then and it kind of...
A bit more mechanical, I guess, is what I wanted to say. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. They've got a lot of time still on Secret. They've saved a lot of their reserve time for here. What else have we seen mid one play recently? I wish I had like a mid one profile up on my screen at the moment.
Probably should. Probably should.
I probably should, yeah, you're right. The thing is, mid one's hero board is so flexible as well. Like, he's so good on so many heroes. Like, we used to see him playing Invoker all the time as well, which, I mean, technically he could do here, but it would be super greedy. maybe like a Quasrex Invoker, but I think it's more likely to be something like a TA, something that can be active early on, pressure the map hard. I think you want something that links up with the Bounty Hunter to abuse this track potential as well, to get early track kills going for your team.
Okay, something very important. I've just been messaged, by the way. The rules actually state that if teams have an equal amount of points and compete for the first place, they should play a tiebreaker best-of-1 match.
Ooh. That makes things a lot more interesting.
It does indeed. So where does that put us now?
Okay, so if Secret win, they'll just...
They're top. There's no way. Even if OG beat Akin, that'll only bring them up to 5-2. Meanwhile, Secret will be at 6-1. However, if OG win this, then they bring it to a best-of-1 decider, provided they are able to beat
Akin as well.
And yeah, but Secret, they have one more game to play, right?
Oh, this is their last one. I'm pretty sure.
It's their last one. Okay.
This is it's still a big game, but we could see another best-of-1 again if OG win this game between the two. Do they go for the troll, by the way? I don't mind this hero too much. We've seen this hero quite a lot against the Drow Ranger, and we talked about their lack of control. Like when the troll pops ulti at the moment, they need more lockdown available to deal with this.
What? Where's this guy going?
Seb's... Is it Silencer Core? Is Thompson playing Silencer?
It's Thompson Silencer. This is it, and this is very interesting. Well, we're used to seeing these kind of ace in the hole picks coming out for Thompson. These just weird heroes, you know. He's pioneered a lot of these interesting picks at mid, and that does not stop today.
If you've never seen a Core Silencer with Drow Aura before, it's revolting. You're all going to be a little bit sick. It's horrendous because this hero does so much damage with max glaives. It's crazy. And if he builds, like, it's pure damage as well. So against Morphling, it's a natural hex builder. It's pure damage, so you don't care about the armor. It's a really good pick, but I'm interested to see if they can make it work. That's still the most important thing.
Of course, always, especially picking it into Team Secret as well. Is it desperation or is it just galaxy brains? It's really difficult to tell, and we won't know until we get into the matchup here, but I'm certainly excited to see Thompson mid versus mid 1 Troll Warlord. Just a complete different... How does this matchup go, Mo? Do you know?
Oh, what, the Silencer Troll matchup?
The classic.
Yeah, the classic. I would imagine Troll does okay. Silencer doesn't seem like the strongest hero early on, but I think as the levels go, as the levels come online, Silencer should start to dominate the lane a little bit more with each level.
Right, well,
I'm honestly unsure though.
That is a lot of Pangolier games.
Oh, that's not Pango games, that's all games altogether.
Oh, okay.
But that's still a ridiculous win rate. That's like 4,300 wins and less than 3,000 losses.
These guys are pretty Dota2 game as we get into this best-of-1 series. It is Team Secret versus OG in this best-of-1 game. If OG win, they will bring it to the best-of-1 tiebreaker and have to play each other again, provided they play against Ekin later on and only they have to beat Ekin, right?
Yes, they do, yeah. Even if they win this game, they still have to win their last game too. Thompson, some monkeys, good for him. And look at his item build on Silencer. It's all about CSing in the lane at the start of the game.
Wow, that's
mantles.
That's a lot of mantles. This reminds me of Skywrath, you know, just whacking up that in as high as you can. 63 damage to start this off, and Glaives of Wisdom as well if you really need them. So Thompson going to be hitting like an absolute truck coming out of the base here.
I feel like this Morphling up in the top lane from Secret, if they secure the Morphling's lane early on, they can basically just leave the Morphling to 1v1 the Beastmaster while the supports roam around the map. And Nisha will be absolutely fine. Like, all he needs is like a level or 2 advantage, and all of a sudden the Beastmaster's really going to struggle.
I just want to point something out here as well. I'm just double checking the standings, and if OG beat Aachen later on and beat Team Secret now, then they don't have to play Secret again. They just get straight through. So they're currently 5-1. Yeah. Yep. That's if they beat Aachen, yeah. Meanwhile, Enchantress has to back away from this bottom lane as they will not be able to secure an extra bounty rune for themselves, but still grabbing themselves up 3, which is pretty damn good. Again, Secret, you know, they did this last game as well, just leaving the bounties in favor of hiding the lanes, I think. I'm not sure. And Notel actually buys an early smoke here. Obviously not come out to him just yet, but comes in to throw a bit of harass at Zai as well. Zai with a Janada. Give me your money.
Yeah, the best thing about the early smoke pickup from Notel is that it puts it on cooldown straight away. So obviously smokes have a long cooldown, they're 10 minutes each. So if you buy one instantly, the third one in the shop will instantly start refreshing up again. Zai's loving stealing Notel's gold here, huh?
Yeah, he's just chasing him around. Give me that money, Notel. Thank you very much. It's kind of annoying, and I kind of come in and help out his support, but Zai not really doing a lot when it comes to the actual lane here. Not contesting Anna. She's just got herself a Rylai Battle Blessing token. Getting extra profit from this lane, not just in-game, but also out of it. Meanwhile, Pangolier is dropping a little bit low here in the top lanes, Puppy and Nisha. Puppy will find him. He's got the spike as well. Nisha going to come over. He doesn't actually have the waveform yet, still level 1. So Jarex will just swashbuckle himself away, clearing himself out, and should be okay. Yeah, Puppy can't chase any longer, so Seb babysat quite nicely in this lane right now.
Jarex really needs to make the most of these early levels though on the Pango, because this lane's only going to get really more and more difficult for him to gank. If he gets like a lucky shot, a silence proc, then maybe they kill the morph, but it's not likely.
Alright, let's stop teasing here. Let's go over to this middle lane as we have Topson playing up versus the Troll on the Silencer and see how things are going over here. Well, it's a pretty even start as things get out of the base here. Currently 8 and 3 on Topson, 7 and 2 on mid one, so not a big lead as of yet. So if this pick was meant to completely destroy this Troll Warlord from level 1, not quite doing that so far.
He has 2 points in glaives now though. Watch how much damage they do to the Troll. He gets the last hit off onto them.
Last hit onto the Troll.
45% of the extra in. He's got 45 in.
Yeah, let's see here. He's just going for the deny, but the Axes will get it instead. One just taking no chances with that one. He's doing very well in this lane to start things off. That's pretty painful. Extra 20 damage on top of those, it looks like.
Down in this bot lane though, like Zai's quite happy with this lane going the way as he's just hit level 3 under his tower. And but unfortunately, this Ench is just following Yapso around the jungle, so Yapso has to move over to the top half of the map. Zai's lane might get a little bit more difficult now because of that. This rain tree's not constantly getting denied anymore.
He really wants to find himself a bit of money in this lane, because right now, whilst he's been stealing from Notel a little bit, that's about all of its income. Currently sitting on 7 and 0, which is not great when you look at Anna's 12 and 2 as it stands. So
well played by Zai. He just goes and blocks the camp as well. Stop Ench having the possibility of getting another big creep.
It's funny up with Zai right now. He has a bunch of Invisireal on the courier, but no courier brought to him as of yet.
OG playing this top lane really well. Seb has 17 last hits to Nisha 9.
And they're playing every single lane well. Yeah, they want to dive the tower a little bit here, closing the gap onto Puppy. Nisha coming in from behind, morphing a bit of strength to try and do some damage and present a threat, but it's not going to happen. OG draws first blood on Puppy, but Nisha looking for Jarex as a return kill will find that, and Seb's got to be careful as well. He runs himself away, doesn't really want to give himself to Nisha as well. And popping out salve as well just to get himself nice and healthy, but still first blood going the way of OG, so they are going to be happy with that trade, I would imagine.
Yeah, but at the same time, Nisha missed the whole wave under tower because of the diving, so...
Meanwhile, mid Topson taking a couple of axes here from mid one. Will be forced back a little bit from the lane here, but now turning around with these glaives. Mid one, though, not scared, coming forwards with the axes. Topson fighting up, but there's the fairy fire coming out from mid one, and kill will find the kill onto Topson.
Yeah, well played by mid one. A little bit scary, and guess what spawned in the bot lane?
Radiant's middle tower is under
Lucky for him. Well, they see it.
Ooh, dreamy.
Nice region.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gets the kill, doesn't even need to bring a salve out. What a lucky lad.
Puppy harassing up Jarex a little bit. Nisha just going to take care of the ball, but Seb searches another one. So I'll stun that one on. They know they can't be slowed too much. Nisha having some more strength here a little bit. They're doing a bit of damage with the Hex on the Pangolier. They control that up a bit with the silence strike coming in. Who's going to die first? It's going to be Jarex going down first, but Nisha in response. And that's a lot of gold going to Seb. He's now chasing Puppy as well, just something to get out of his lane. Seb assorting his dominance up here as he brings down Nisha. A very worthwhile trade for OG once again up here at top. Just taking the favorable trades each and every time. Meanwhile, Notel grabs this bounty ring. None of the others actually touched right now. It's 5 minutes in, and these top runes are just ignored.
I'm surprised Puppy didn't go and try and grab at least one, but Jarex is going to gobble those up very happily.
Yep, and probably be a bit surprised this one's still lying here, but there you go.
Pot in the bottom lane as well from the 5-minute spawn, and the Radiant's coming as well. You can't see this tower living for very long.
No, you cannot. Although the siege creep doesn't. Oh yeah, you can just refresh it with the enchant, can't you? So, plenty of damage for this tower with the precision aura. And Zai once again steals a bit of damage and gets back to the tree line here. Just trying to be careful. They don't do a lot of damage to him because, of course, he does have a ridiculous amount of armor under this tower. Actually, sitting at 11.
Yeah, well played by Yapsor just to rotate over to make sure that tower doesn't fall down. Down to 300 HP though. It's very low.
It's really low.
Just another 6-minute bounty ring.
Up at top, Nisha. It's so hard for him to lane out there to Jarek with his swashbuckle, honestly. Stone comes out though. Pangolier, Jarek, he's in some trouble here. In fact, he's gone. He's gone a little bit too far forward. Yeah, I did. Sorry, man.
Don't say sorry to me. You need to all.
Oh, I wasn't.
Right
I wasn't. Just hanging around in the bottom lane, just stealing as much gold as he can. They're going to pop the dust here with the Hellbear Smasher. It helps slow him down a little bit, but the damage is just so lacking from these two. They're trying to run him down, but Zai just throwing himself away. Yeah, these Eidolons really getting to work on Notel and Anna. Anna, got to be careful as the midnight pulse comes down. Get yourself away, the right clicks. Is it going to be enough? There's no more Manifest charges, and Yapsor's actually the one who's going to drop out of turns around to get the kill. And now the silence out onto the Bounty Hunter, but he's still running Anna down. Anna's got the shrine. Can he make it? The slow comes out from Notel, and now they can look turns one around. The sentry is planted, and Anna turns around again to grab the kill. Doing naughty work on this Drow Ranger. Goodness.
Fuji doing really well in their lane so far, just securing 2 kills himself in the bot lane. They're cement a little bit more greedy with this. Easily doing that, especially with the Drow being level 6 now. You can one-hit the Enigma's Helm of Dom Creep. Not as easy as most games for Yapsor here.
Yeah, it's pretty painful as Jarek smoked get popped by Zai. And Zai, they do actually see him under the sentry, which Notel just placed here. So Zai not really knowing what to do with himself, running around in circles. He's just going to be dropping here. Another death for Zai. I say that, the stun comes in from Puffy, but it's not enough to keep him alive.
These balls are chasing Buffy, but
they do so much damage.
Wish they would fix this hawk animation. It's so triggering.
Yeah. That's how hawks fly, actually.
Wait, do they actually?
Yeah, they kind of like hummingbirds, but very big.
Oh, right, okay. What's Thompson doing on this silencer? We haven't talked about him in a little while. He's actually gone full no intelligence with all those mantles of intelligence, by the way.
You know it, baby. Yep, Robo the Magi, all the Null Talismans. This guy is a smart dude. Hasn't really rotated in for any kills to get that sweet +2. But is
hasn't taken a point in his E just for silence with the last word, but he's going full on lane domination build.
Do you think it's an Aghanims game for silencing?
He will. I think he'll build it eventually, yeah. Because
absolutely.
It's such a huge amount of damage.
And you've got the Drow as well for the extra silence. Just in case you don't know, because it's not exactly popular, Silencer's Aghanim Scepter allows him to pierce BKB inside his glaives and also do double damage to heroes who are silenced.
Just crazy, by the way. If it's Morphling, it's going to have, like, sometimes we see Morphling build the Manta and then just build really heavily in stats, but he needs a BKB this game, because if he gets silenced once and hit by those glaives, oh my god, will it hurt. Thompson will,
it's gonna get mad. It's if we get there. I mean, there's a lot of Dota to go before we can look at stuff like that coming out. I mean, how early will he build it? It'll be an interesting thing to keep an eye on, that's for sure.
I think you probably want some kind of maneuverability item on the tops in this game. Like, you'll probably build into the Hurricane Pike at some point. Possibly.
Yeah, you don't really want to be in a situation where mid one just jumps into every fight and chases you down with his ultimate. That's not a happy situation for the Silencer. Does not spark joy.
I like this move a lot from OG. They've pushed Anna towards the top lane and they're giving Jax a little bit of farm mid there, but looking for him to come top. They've sensed some kind of fight breaking out here, especially around the 10-minute bounty rune spawn. This
time Secret will grab up their bounty runes, so it makes it 3 for OG, and only mid one actually OG too. But that bad top. Never mind.
I find it interesting that they've given No-Tail space to hit level 6 really quickly. I mean, this Ench does a huge amount of damage, especially with the precision. You know, even though it's just a position 5. Thought they might want to give the space to the Pango
Zai
instead.
hunting Ana a little bit here. He's got set behind him though, so this could be dangerous for Zai if they go in for this one. Manisha turning into the Drow. The silence comes out from Ana first. Now he can back away. Actually, they throw the Raw onto the Morphling here. Can they finish off the point Morph back into Nisha? No, they cannot. And now the Face Morph comes in, and it's still Ana who's in trouble. But thankfully, Jared comes rolling through to save out the Drow Ranger. But look towards Zai, mid one as well. Forced him off that ultimate. Hanging in under the tower, though he's almost certainly dead when he comes back in. Meanwhile, Nisha back in the Drow form, just getting off that damage. Mid one will fall, and now the Global Silence comes out. They're trying to bring down the Lion before he can turn around and get the stun off, but it's not going to happen. No-Tail with the impetus does the damage, and now Silence actually finds Morphling. Morphling, they're trying to bring him down, getting close on him here, but he can wave from off into the tree, TP himself out. They don't have anything to stop this happening, so wave goodbye to the Morphling. Zai in the tree still, hanging himself around. Doesn't really look like they can go for this. The Hawk will see him. There's nothing really they can do, although they've got the dust. Never mind, they've got the dust on Jerax. Yeah, now they can just chase him down. But they're gonna stop.
Yeah, they needed another prop there for the kind of kill chance, I think.
Yeah, I don't think Seb got the ball on him quite quickly enough. Maybe no, it's a yeah, as you say, the prop was needed because Bounty Hunter is pretty fast.
Yep, so at the same time, he's gonna get this tier 1 in return.
Yeah, so it's not an empty trade, but it's not a good trade. Now a 3k gold advantage for OG. They are the winners of this laning phase, but not by much. Very close game still, especially with Yapsol taking that tower and bringing the net worth advantage to only 2k gold. Beastmaster, he's actually going for this Necro book as well, so realizing that there's not that much wave clear on Secret, at least enough for him to warrant going for this this Necro book, and of course does give you the True Sight as well, which can often be overlooked, but very nice versus that Bounty Hunter.
What level's Puppy? Puppy is level 6 now, but they really need to try and play around this finger and get a kill. If the Bounty Hunter and the Lion smoke up or something, they have a lot of burst damage between the two that they can find kills. It's just very difficult with OG grouping up in large numbers at the moment to find a singular pickoff.
They're heading up to top right now.
His iron build, by the way, he's going so stat heavy with this Atos build next as well.
Okay, so the Atos is the answer. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of similar in the same vein of stuff. You know, you can stop the troll. Meanwhile, at the top, they actually got a kill onto No-Tail here, but they're keeping the troll locked down. Jerax has him in the stairwell here. Seb's got the roar. Does he want to use it? Doesn't seem like it. Yes, he will. Use it onto Yapsor, actually, with the jump to the tree. Silence is up with one, but he does get the ultimate off just afterwards, and now the ultimate comes out from the Enigma, but immediately silenced off by Topson down in the bottom lane. Mid one getting low, but still fighting up into Seb. Seb fights one, but then dives himself to the troll. Wall, they jump into Blood Banner as well. Nisha joins the fight at just the right time, and they get the kill onto the Drow Ranger. OG get very, very greedy and try to take a fight 3-on-5, and it does not work out in their favor. That is a danger of fighting around shrines, not even once.
Yeah, I mean, they get the global silence off, but without Topson in the fight doing huge amounts of damage, they kind of lack that bite. You know, the Rolling Thunder's already been used. They use the Roar, but there's not a huge amount of follow-up damage coming through, especially with No-Tail getting blown up by the finger at the start of the fight. You know, if there were impetuses there, then maybe they could finish somebody off. And Nidwan doing huge amounts of work in that fight as the troll.
Yeah, the ultimate just keeping him alive for way longer than he should have, and I think his ultimate was actually off for quite a while there, but they didn't just have the damage to finish him. Meanwhile, Topson, he's just farmed up this game. He hasn't really been involved in any of these fights, waiting for this Atos, I would suppose, before he gets involved, and now might start joining the party a little bit.
I love that he has to switch all his stat items out when he shrines to get full efficiency. It takes like
full efficiency, boy. Yeah, Zai stalking Topson here. Might find the courier if they're not careful. Does do it, and that is the Atos from Topson, which he was waiting for such a long time. And now you're going to have to wait an extra 3 minutes, my friend.
So don't worry, guys. I'll join the fights and I've got my own skill.
Well, they might get the return kill onto the Bounty Hunter here. Jarek's just holding on to the Rolling Thunder. I mean, he's not actually using it. He's just taunting the guy as No-Tail does the job with the impetus. A lot of damage coming out from this position 5 Enchantress. Spoink.
That goddamn Enchantress. Possibly my most hated hero in the game.
She's great. Leave her alone. Roshan? Is that you? Yeah, the glaives, the procs from Ana, it's just not lasting 2 seconds, and Topson's now got to grab himself an Aegis. But he's really believing in the Topson one position. Meanwhile, Jerax is just jumping all over the troll. Wow, they get it, just the 2 supports. Jerax and No-Tail tag team down mid one, who gets carried away in the bottom lane.
I mean, this is the power of the pos4only engine. The damage output at the start of the game, bonus mid lane.
And Thompson just manning up on the Enigma here, gonna take it down. Look at the damage outputting from Thompson right now. He just takes down 2. The glaives, it's just tearing through their very souls. Zai is watching, but can't do anything here as this tower is just getting eaten alive. They actually find the dust. They grab the bounty hunter here, but they don't have the catch for him. Meanwhile, Nisha farming nearby. He's just looking for a Yasha, the poor guy. Oh my god. Jarak takes a ton of damage from that adaptive strike.
You gotta keep going.
I don't think so, yeah. They're pushing out bottom with no tower right now. But you were saying that earlier the gank onto mid one was the power of the Enchantress, but I'd actually... It's the power of the Enchantress and the Pangolier. This support duo is brutal. The lockdown which the Pangolier was offering. Like, if the Troll Warlord has a second to get ultimate off in that situation, I'm not sure if it was still on cooldown or not, but even the axes to cause a mischance onto no tower, anything like that, the gank becomes so much harder, but the Pangolier just completely locked him down.
If you ever get a silence proc on the Pango onto the Troll as well, his life becomes so much more difficult. Like, he's going to build
Absolutely.
this BKB now because he needs it, but he's so far away. Especially with how quick OG are playing the tempo here.
These glaives are beautiful.
Power!
Yeah, this is looking scary.
Hotel's Edge, like creep army. He's just refreshing all of them over and over again.
There's so many creeps from all of them here. They don't even... I thought they had a helmet of Emanator on Sap. They don't.
What is this damage?
It's gone. The tower is gone. Secret, your base. It's under attack, guys. They are making their way over, and Thompson takes a ton of damage. He gets fingered as well, but don't forget it. It's Aegis and Nietzsche. He's got to get himself away. He does manage to back himself out as the Aegis is dropped, and now mid one's zoning back the rest of the team. They got to try and help out Sansa somehow. Thompson gets in trouble. Jack comes rolling in, but immediately with a back hole, but immediately cancelled again by 7. Man's getting war for time. Thompson's still trying to get up with no time to count before he dies, but dying will. Nietzsche finding up in the middle of everybody trying to bring down Seb, and Zai did play catch as well, but meanwhile, Yapsaw and Puppy both get brought down. Zai should be able to find Seb here, and does do so successfully. Meanwhile, Jarek's TPing out in the tree. Zai finds another Seb brought down, and the TP cancelled on no tail as well. Nisha's on top of him. Zai joining up as well. Doesn't have mana for the track, so it's going to be a bit of a run through the trees, but Zai will get it with the Janada. Secret with the high ground defense is absolutely perfect. They don't land a great black hole. It gets cancelled out immediately, but they just didn't need it. They just controlled up the fight in exactly the right way, and Nisha and Zai, the absolute winners of that fight. In fact, one of the only 3 surviving members of the entire game, the other one being Jarax, who managed to sneak away in the trees with a TP. But my god, what a slaughterfest so far.
Zai just had 3,000 gold at the end of that fight. I mean, they were all track kills, I think, I'm pretty sure. Like, that's such a huge swing for Secret in terms of their favor.
Even already, look at this net worth graph. It's just a plummet. I'm sure that'll update shortly.
It looks so good for OG at first, but the problem with Silencer is with his item build, he actually just stand there. You know, we talked about the maneuverability. When Nisha goes on him, he basically just has to stand there and just hope that he can out DPS anything that's coming his way. Like, he has the Aegis, but after that, you know, he was stuck in a really awkward position. Rolling Thunder came through as well, disrupting the black hole after the roar, but just wasn't enough.
It somehow wasn't enough. I mean, they looked so good when they were taking those buildings, and you know, they did take the tier 3. Shrines are now an option-ish, but with the gold advantage actually swinging to Secret right now, it's not really the case. But they're going to look for some more action here. But Puppy's actually found an invis rune on the front lines here, so if he pops his smoke, that would be great. But he actually moves himself away. They seem to be evading it. Look at that ping there. They actually see the sentry ward coming down. They know they're smoked up. The golden's coming out of the smoke is a bit of a giveaway, so I'm just going to sit here and farm up these ancients. I'll take control of this part of the map.
The thing is, OG are always going to be in vision control this game just because they have the Hawk from the Beastmaster. The Secret have to read this game really well, which they are doing so far. They're doing a good job, but you know, they've got to keep it up the whole time because they don't have this kind of vision that OG have. Bush is coming in bot lane again.
They want to finish what they started, OG. They're not afraid of going high ground, especially without that black hole. Yep, the Necro 3, all the creeps have been up. There's no catapults this time. This cleaning up these creeps. The global silence being used, so they're jumping forwards. Who can they actually pick off though? Lion held still. Thompson needs one more click. Will be able to get it off, but now Thompson is up with mid one on top of him. The mid one has to be careful. The damage coming in from both these rangers. And the Drow Ranger just going to work. He's had to pop the ulti really early as Jerax. He's just going bowling. Playing around with the high ground here. Mid one does bring himself up into the fight, but he is an absolute goner. Meanwhile, Finger comes out onto Jerax. He's absolutely fine though. Meanwhile, Zai brought down inside the base. Raw comes out and they jump forwards. They get the return kill onto Ana. Secret now on the aggressive, using these buybacks as best they can. Jerax, he's trying to get himself away and get his mana sucked away by Puppey, but not quickly enough. Seb might be the one left behind. He has got a TP, but I don't think he's going to be able to use it here. Morphling closes the gap. Nisha on top of Seb right now, and it should be another successful high ground defense for Secret right now. There is no turnaround potential from OG, not without their Drow Ranger. They do manage to clear out. This time they're silenced away safely. Jerax, is he going to get out of this one? Really chase, but he's got the jump up into the high ground. Puppey is chasing, but he's got no blink dagger, no mobility really at all, except for these the movement speeds. So Jerax gets away. Thompson gets away and grabs himself some bounty runes as well. Zai is following, and he's going to realize this with the track on him. Thompson, you're in the wrong neighborhood, my friend. As the silence comes out, he's trying to fight up. Jerax trying to help him out, but the damage is too severe. Thompson, he's going to get his onions chopped right there. Is Ana now trying to fight up here? Dodges out the impale nicely. Jerax is going hunting. He's looking in the trees for Zai as Ana just getting the damage off, getting nice and close to Ana here, trying to stop that man. Well, actually gives up. Thompson, mid one just gets chopped down. Meanwhile, Zai hanging out around the back here. The side's just about misses somehow, but the proc chance comes in. Zai slowed down a little bit by those frost arrows. It's a long chase if they want to try and get it, and Zai actually just runs straight past them. Too late on the dust there, was it?
Just if that's how I've been able to say it, but Nisha's only in these fights. Like,
yes,
both of them around the racks. Like, then they can't touch him, they can't finish him off. They get him close every single time, but he's using this Manta and the attribute shift and the purge from the morph really well. It's mixed about surviving all the time, and OG have to find a way to bring him down in the backline here. I'm not sure what that is at the moment. Maybe a blink on the Pango, possibly, or Zai as well. Zai versus Jerax.
They're both gonna die, it looks like. Alright, well, that actually works out better for Jerax, and he just straight up buys back, because they're going to mid, and a buyback from Zai as well. This game is turned up to 100 right now. OG on the high ground, they'll take down the tier 3. They're looking for the Drow. Drow backs himself away, but the no in. Nisha's on top of it. The Raw has to come out to save Ana. They're not the ideal usage of it right now, as No Tail's kind of left behind, trying to fight up with Yapsor, but it's a useless fight, as Yapsor just gets as close as possible. Meanwhile, Zai tries to come in. Ana TPing himself away. Adaptive Strike is enough to catch him out. Nisha with the heads up place, and now looking towards Thompson as well. Thompson on the run. He uses the Atos. They've got the global silence, but he doesn't want to use it. Not for this, as in comes mid one to chop up the silencer, and Thompson has made short work off. A little bit jump onto the high ground there for Jerax. He's going to have to pop the ultimate to roll himself out of this one. He doesn't have a TP though, and they're going to know where he's going. Just wants to drag their attention away from this little lane. Do not push us, is what the message seems to say. Now a 3k gold advantage for Secret. It's very small, but it's going to be enough for them to go to high ground right now.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I mean, talk about a game turnaround in the space of about 5 minutes. This is so intense. I mean, all these strat kills from Secret are adding up really quickly. Jerax is getting chased by Zai again. It's the one-on-one.
We know how this one ended before. It might be the same thing again, as he's got another swashbuckle, but Zai is looking much scarier this time around. So he's up onto the high ground, TP out. Do we have a shot? Oh, it doesn't matter. He actually gets the silence, so he can't throw down the shuriken. Thanks very much, Iceborg.
They just take the racks. I mean, obviously, OG just weren't ready to defend, but I'm really surprised because Secret, it looks like they're not ready to defend their buildings in their base. Like, they lost their 2 tier 3s, but then all of a sudden, they just collapse on top of OG, and Nisha just commits every time now with the E-Blade. And there's a DD. So, thank you, Gaben.
DD Morphling. Never something you want to fight into, at least not willingly. OG's sticking around in this middle lane a little bit here. Sab has these necro creeps up, so wants to make some use of them. I don't really think you want to go in here. Where's Yapsor at, by the way? He's got the Helm of the Dominator and the Guardian's Greaves. It's no kind of initiation for him. He realizes that he's not really a black hole user this game, to be honest. Despite being on the Enigma, it's just not likely to be useful due to the silencer and the amount of silencers they have, the Roar as well. Both BKB penetrating.
Bot lane's pushing in for Secret at the moment, so OG might have to defend that at some point, but They have
Secret actually
Drow active.
re-smoke. They really want to make some usage out of this. They might find Jerax in the tree line here. Swashbuckle away. Open the Rolling Thunder just in time before the Adaptive Strike comes in and keeps him knocked down. So Jerax will just happily spin around inside the bowling ball right now. But the silence on to do from Nisha. And then the Adaptive Strike followed up by the... was that an Adaptive Strike or was that just an Ethereal Blade?
I think it was the adaptive, but it's really important that OG play around this vision here on the high ground. Like, the fights are really difficult for them already. If they don't have the vision advantage here that we talked about before with the Hawks, with the Wards, it's really difficult for them to ever find their target.
Caught one set is definitely an option here, but the Global Silence comes out. But the BKB spot from mid one as he just runs forwards into this fight. They can't do the damage to Morphling because they need to run away from mid one. It's too much damage coming out from him. Out with the 12 star, mid one still chasing. He's got his BKB. He wants to try and get himself some kills. Rory runs himself in right now. Thompson is here, but it's Secret into the base. They eliminate Seb and Anna straight away. And Thompson now being jumped under the tier 4s as well. He can't survive. He's only silencer. And now the black hole comes out on 2. Yasuo just picks up the blink dash straight. Gets it on the first with an impale coming out. Secret are dismantling OG in next to their own ancient. And now they look towards the tier 4. There's no buybacks left on OG. Could this game really be over already? I think it is. A GG and a call from No-Tail. And I said that Bravestone would put an end to OG's try versus Secret in this best of 1 series. What a turnaround.
That was amazing. They were like 5 feet behind in 15 minutes. All of a sudden, there's like a 20k network swing in the space of about 10 minutes this game, just because of the track goals from track kills, sorry, from Bounty Hunter. It just gives them this constant move speed that the track of, you know, it's your whole team. They're just running forward. Like the Enigma's got a blink at the end. Troll's super fast because of the Yasha. Morphling can just jump